Now, there are three key elements that if you want to ensure your sale in business, you need to include these. So today I'm into part 5 of the Entrepreneur's Rainbow of Connection, which I will just share with you now. So in previous trainings, I've gone through the dream stage when clients imagine how they're going to connect to you, the connection, the curious stage, and now we're down to the warmth, the light blue. This is when your client is ready to push the button, pay for your services, pay for your product, and be really ready to connect to you and move from being a prospect into the client. So there are these three key elements that I'm going to go through to make sure that you're thinking about this in the right way. Now, the first one is framing. Are you framing your offer in the right way? And this is down to, there's lots of elements, and many of us get a bit stuck into the how hole, like how we're actually going to achieve the results that we're promising rather than focusing on the outcome. So when you're talking about your offer and what you're bringing out there, is you need to focus with the person of what their life would look like after having invested in your business, in your product, in your service. So you really don't want to be giving them all the ins and outs at this stage, because after all, that's what they're paying for you. What they want to see is the outcome. So I want to make sure that you're actually framing your offer in exactly the right way. Now, I will be going into this in huge depth in my Signature Offer System program. So do look out for that. Put your name on the wait list if you're at the right point before we run live with it. But it's really important then when you're developing an offer, there are many elements included in creating it and how you're putting out there. And framing is such a huge part of it. I'm actually going to dig really deep into this when we get into the live training that will be happening once or twice each year. So do check out my website to see when that'll be happening next for you to join. The second element is trust. And for anyone to purchase from us, one, they've got to trust that you're a stable company. If it's over the internet, they've got to trust that you're actually going to deliver the goods, the products, the service. And an element of trust that you need to be part of your sale is also what guarantees are you going to give to your client to make sure that they're going to get the results that they want. And part of this is giving them a good outline of what they're investing in. So the outline comes into the framing aspect, number one. But trust is also about sharing testimonials, sharing what other people have said about you when you've been working with people. That is vitally important to help people decide whether they will work with you. And an extra element that you might wish to consider is a guarantee in terms of if somebody invests, particularly if you've got a high ticket item, what sort of guarantee could you put against that item? So if it's a product, quite often there would be a warranty, a guarantee that if it no longer works or that it gets damaged, there's a way that you can correct that. In the service industry, it could be something based like a results guarantee, where if people don't achieve the expected results, then you're also personally saying whether it's either with extra time that you're going to put in, or maybe you're going to refund the money if it doesn't work. That might make some of you feel, oh, not quite sure, particularly if you're in the transformation or spiritual space. But there's other ways that you can do it, and you can do like a satisfaction-based guarantee, or even just a time-based money-back guarantee, where you're saying that if you're not happy and you show me that you've done all the work that's involved in this program and you don't see any results, then you might offer something in return, whether it's an extra session to help people get to that point or the money back. But it's all about framing and giving trust in terms of what you do and what you know you can provide. So when it comes to it, somebody feels there is absolutely no objection in terms of handing the money over because they're going to get what they expect. And the final element linked with trust is actually about doing this, exactly what I'm doing. You've got to show up and be consistent. Someone has to trust that you are stable, you're consistent, you're there with your business, and you're serious about the work you do. You're not a fly-by-night, you're changing the things all the time, but you're going to follow through and be there to support the person. Now, the final element to ensure a sale is actually about urgency, because as humans, we are all likely to just go, oh, I'll think about that tomorrow. I'll think about that tomorrow. I'm too busy. I don't know what to do. Oh, too hard. So you can do a time-based in terms of an offer is only out there for a certain length of time and people need to sign up by that time. We see this all the time in stores with sales where they're pushing and they have money off until a certain time when the price goes back up. But urgency could also be down to a limited number of spaces. So if you're already quite booked out or you're taking lots of commissions with your art, you might say that, well, actually, I've only got 5 spots available, because you know the time that it takes to actually do the service, do the product, that you can't actually take tens, hundreds of people into this. So urgency can also be placed on people wanting to ensure their spot in terms of receiving your product or value. So I just want to bring up this screen again that we've gone through, say, the different trainings. Do go back, look at the video playlist, and you will find the previous trainings. And we're now on number 5, which is warmth. And this is the point when your client is ready to press that button and commit and wants to work with you. They're excited about what you've been showing, what you've been saying. And now you need to follow through and make sure that your offer is super clear and that you've framed it, you've built up the trust factor, and you have an element of urgency involved. So let me know if this has helped you. Are you actually using these 3 elements right now? If not, make sure the next time you're creating an offer for your people, your audience, think about these 3 elements to ensure that you get the sales you want. I'll see you in the next training, which will be digging down into the happy stage. This is when you have made the sale, but what is it that you can do next? So catch me in the next training and see you then. Bye.